This video is an excerpt from our weekly podcast. Go and watch the full podcast, check the link in the description of this video, or support us on Patreon at patreon.com/prettygoodgaming. Ubisoft is awful. Surprise, surprise. Tell us about it, Henry.
That's my tentative title for this one. The clickbaity headline that I'd go with if I turn this into an extract, which who knows, I may not. Ubisoft game in 2021, and it was a disaster. Here's what happened or whatever. So, I have kind of wanted to talk about this for a while. It happened kind of between January and March, so it's a little bit old, but it's not newsy, it's just kind of anecdotal. I quite like revisiting older games that had a bit of a bad rap at launch, whether it's performance issues or microtransaction concerns or whatever. Two big examples are Shadow of War, Middle-earth Shadow of War, which had a bunch of loot box drama, and then they just ripped it out and were like, yep, sorry, we're not doing that. Very good. Excellent game, worth a look. Same with Battlefront 2. They took out all of the microtransaction stuff, which actually broke the in-game economy and sequences and your ability to progress in any meaningful way. But over a long period of time, they completely reinvented the game, and it's a solid shooter at the moment. And then as soon as they got it to a point where it's a decent game, they gave up on it and they're not supporting it anymore. So one of those games that I decided to explore was Assassin's Creed Unity, because when that launched, it was filled with bugs to the brim. Faces disappearing became a huge meme that still exists today. If people are talking about buggy games, chances are the face disappears. Like, well, you got the eyes and lips, but no flesh. It's just an empty space. The game's legacy of it looking like that. It originally launched in 2014, which was a few years ago, but it's still quite recent. It's not like it's a retro game or anything like that. It got between 70 and 72 on Metacritic across PC, PS4 and Xbox One, largely because of all those performance issues, and it was at the dawn of the new generation of consoles, so it's like, oh, it looks really pretty, but it can't do anything, and it's just the same Assassin's Creed, just with a new coat of paint that runs like dog shit. When I got this shiny new PC, courtesy of Metal Shark, thank you very much, I thought, why not? Let's give Unity a try. It's got pretty graphics, and surely by now the game should run. Surely it's going to, play pretty well. I can get real smooth. Sometimes you just fancy a comfortable popcorn game, like I knew what I was getting out of Assassin's Creed Unity. It's a cookie cutter Assassin's Creed game where I'm gonna hide in a crowd and maybe stab someone. I'm not looking for anything groundbreaking, and I've quite fancied the pre-Origins Assassin's Creed world of actually doing assassinating instead of being like a macho warrior. So I bought it, I think it was on Ubisoft store, for about £3. So I was like, great. This is a Christmas time sale, so not a lot, and if it was shit, okay, fair enough, what have I lost? So, if you're wondering what my thoughts are on the game, so am I, because I haven't fucking played the damn thing. I couldn't play it. I was hoping to go in and be like, oh yeah, maybe this deserves another look, it's 2021 now, it's 6 years on, the game's been tweaked over time, they've updated it, they've taken out these problems, and they've made it a better game. I don't fucking know, I can't tell you. Every single time I tried to launch the game, I'd get the splash screen come up with the assassins on it looking all like moody and cool and edgy, and then I get the Ubisoft swoosh, where it spins up and there's a little jingle, and then it'd just give up. No error code, no notification, nothing. It's just dead. Doesn't happen. As if it never launched in the first place. Some extensive Googling was done and trawling through forums of people having different problems on different platforms at different times, some from launch, some from more recent. Nothing but pain.
I want to be free of this pain.
To be honest, this sounds like you're not used to this kind of thing. Being a PC gamer for the first time, you fire up a console. It's been tested extensively on that hardware. Whereas an older game like this on a new PC, it's quite a common thing where you might have some Googling and some forums to look through to try and find out what the answer is.
I was prepared for that. I was like, I'm surely someone else in the world has had this exact same problem. They've put it up on Reddit, and here's a bullet point list of what to do. Nope, no one was seeming to have my nature of problem. So I consulted my go-to tech expert, which is Mr. Metal Shark, who was a tremendous help, gave me a bunch of solutions, but none of them worked. I made no progress. If anything, I felt like I was making, reverse progress. I probably wasn't, but at that point I was frustrated. By the end, I couldn't give less of a shit if it worked. But at this point, I was like, why isn't it working? I was very frustrated. So the next step was to talk to the dreaded Ubisoft support team. And if anyone has talked to customer support, it's almost always a total pain in the ass, but my god, Ubisoft support is something different. It's a totally different beast. What followed between around January and March was about 14 different messages. It wasn't constant back to back because I had to go away and do some stuff away from my PC for a bit, so I couldn't actually test anything. But it was about 14 messages, and between my last response and them eventually admitting defeat, there was an 8-day gap. So we tried a bunch of stuff, and clearly they were just like, what the fuck is going on here? And like, I heard nothing. And I was, went on my merry way. I pretty much forgot about the game. And eventually we got to a resolution, but we'll get to that. So just to quickly point out, my system, and I don't entirely know what this means, I just have it ready and copy and pasted to go whenever I need it. 18-core i9 on an AIO with 32 gigabytes of RAM, a 3080, and 1 terabyte of NVMe storage. That should have no problem running, probably with a little bit of fine-tuning and tweaking, should have no problem running a game from 2014. It's not some ancient old game from the 80s or 90s that's been built on the toaster hardware or whatever. So in the series of things I tried, this is both from my suggestions from Metal Shark and the suggestions from Ubisoft support. I uninstalled the game and the utter dog shit Ubisoft launcher. My goodness, that is awful. And on that note, their website's awful as well. I'm still trying to sign in. This is from writing this, I don't know, over the past hour, about 2 hours. It's still not signed in. It's just nope. But that's, by the by, just further reinforces the point that their thing is shit. So I uninstalled both of those, the app and the game, and reinstalled. Nothing. Tried verifying the files. Nothing. Disabling anti-aliasing FXAA. Running both apps as an admin, and I'm the only person who uses this PC, so I should always be the admin for everything. Changing the install location to a different drive, updating various drivers, running in various compatibility modes for Windows 10, well, currently on Windows 10, but for Windows 7 and Windows 8, nothing. Disabling or uninstalling other apps which might be causing conflicts, nope. Altering my screen resolution, disabling full screen optimization, creating a new profile on my PC, which is currently still there because I haven't deleted it, and running a clean boot, which involves, turning off a bunch of shit that comes up on the startup, so it's only the Microsoft bits and bobs to make sure there's nothing getting in the way. Nothing. Throughout the whole process, I sent about half a dozen Dixdiag and MS Info reports to tell them, right, here's all the technical bullshit that you supposedly need. Didn't get a single thing out of any of them. So it was quite a long process with zero progress. By the end of it all, I was in the exact same position I was when I started. It wasn't like I'd managed to get into the game and then it had problems. No, I still had the splash screen come up and then the swirly whirly Ubisoft thing, and it still shat the bed. What makes this even more fun is I spoke to a different person every single time, and they've all got stupid Ubisoft support like code names, I guess, so that people don't abuse them, because they're not very good, so they might get abused. I spoke to Ubi Pure, Ubi Slam, Ubi Bison, Ubi Arc, Ubi Warden, Ubi Joe Rob, and Ubi Lutra. Some of them called me Henry, some of them called me by my username, which really triggers me, not because it's my username, but because it's the one that's spelt wrong, and there's a typo in it.
I mean, it's funny that they didn't have usernames like Ubi Stupid, Ubi Incompetent, Ubi...
I mean, that would save me time, and save my passive-aggressive tone in the message.
Be more descriptive, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You're speaking to Ubi Incompetent. What can I not help you with today?
Ubi, a total waste of my time.
No, I don't even know what I'm doing here. We're wasting our time.
So, after a while, it got to the point where I had no interest in playing the game anymore. It's Assassin's Creed. Like I said, it's cookie cutter. I knew what I was going to get out of it. It's not like I'm super excited about it. I'm not going to be blown away by it. So I just didn't care if it was going to work. But I refused to admit defeat and, give up. I wanted them to offer me a refund. I wanted them to be a little bitch and grovel because their fucking product doesn't work and I've done nothing wrong. So, eventually, Ubi Joe Rob managed to figure out part of the problem, and this is hilarious. I laughed so hard, immediately went into the next room to tell my girlfriend. I'm not even sure if it's actually that funny. I just thought it was hysterical after all this time, all this song and dance of trying to every solution, and this was the problem. Hello, Emperor Tic Tac. Thank you for bearing with us whilst we investigate your issue further. After further investigation into your system, it seems that your PC may actually be overspecced. This game may run into issues trying to detect 36 cores, and additionally further issues can occur if it actually tries to handle them. We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience caused, and would be able to look into a potential refund request if that's a route you'd like to go down. In the meantime, should you have any further questions regarding this issue, please feel free to contact us. Kind regards, Ubi Joe Rob, Ubisoft Support. There's a lot there. So, my PC, Metal Shark, you're such a bastard. You built a PC that was too damn good.
Too damn good.
For a 2014 game, it's not old. It shouldn't have that many problems. Yeah, a bit of fine-tuning, a bit of tweaking here and there. Absolutely fine, but straight up to not work. And then to have the, we apologize for the inconvenience, and if you would like a potential refund request, we can do it. What else am I going to do? Sit here with this game installed on my system that I paid £3 for to not ever play?
The way they've termed that, we would be able to look further into a potential refund request. It's like there's three conditions there. We would be able, we're sometimes not able, but we are able, and we could look further. We don't have to look so far.
We're not looking right now.
We will look further. Yeah, exactly. And it's potentially a refund request. Not a refund request, that'd be stupid. It's a potential refund request. They're so non-committal, they've put like three different conditions there.
To be fair, this Ubi support person probably doesn't have the authority to issue refunds willy-nilly. I understand that, but it's still such a bullshit fucking answer, and it cracked me right up. So obviously, what did I actually send back? It was quite a simple message. It was quite passive-aggressive, but it was to the point. So I said, hi, since the game doesn't work and you're not going to update it to make it compatible, I would like a refund, please. Regards, Henry. Quite simple, to the point. I'm not angry, but if you're not going to fucking make the game work, then yes, I want a refund. So then, I think this is Ubi Lutra comes back. And this one really tickled me. They had the audacity to come at me with this. Hello, Henry. Back to my personal name, not my username. Thank you for waiting as we investigated your request to your refund purchase of Assassin's Creed Unity. Please bear in mind that orders are normally only eligible for refunds if that refund is requested within 14 days of purchase. In this case, however, I have been able to make a one-time only exception to our normal refund policy and provide you with a refund for your Assassin's Creed Unity order number blah blah blah. You can expect funds to reach your account in the next 5 to 7 days. The 3 units you earned from this transaction have also been revoked. If you have any other questions, we can help you within the meantime.
You can have your money back, but you're not keeping the bloody... You're not keeping the units.
Oh my god. The fact that, so it took this long. Like I said, this is between January and March, so it's a reasonable length of time. Well over the 14 days. And it's their fault. And they were still like, on this one occasion, as this one-off, we'll give you your £3 back.
Yeah.
As if I'm supposed to be thankful for that. As if I'm meant, oh, thank you, sir. Thank you for this crumb of good consumer behavior. Thank you so much for giving me the money I paid for your bullshit-ass broken fucking game that don't even launch. I'm sure the game is actually quite playable now. I've found this whole endeavor so fucking funny. I literally just stopped giving a shit after a couple of weeks. I was like, I'm not going to play it. That's fine. If I want to play it again, if I desperately want to, I can always get it on my PS4, get it for like, second hand or something. But I made zero progress, only for them to tell me my PC's too good and we'll bend the rules this once and we'll give you a refund.
Yeah.
Oh, for
we'll
goodness
do
sake.
it. Not that we want to, but on this one occasion, because our game is shit, we'll give it you. I think that's just so laughable, isn't it? It's the like, yeah, we're bending over backwards to do you a favor, even though we screwed you in the first place.
Exactly. All in all, I had a great time playing with Ubisoft, and I probably had more fun than I was playing the actual game. I know I'm talking about now, I'm having a great time. But yeah, that was my experience trying to play Assassin's Creed Unity in 2021. If anybody has played Assassin's Creed Unity in 2021, please tell me if it was any good, because I have no bloody idea. I tried for a couple of months to no avail, and yeah, Ubisoft are still really, really shit. Their customer service is AIDS. But
not only do the games not work, the customer services leave a lot to be desired as well.
And
to
the
be
thing
honest.
is, they just straight up didn't listen half the time. They were like, try this. Yeah, I tried that. I told you that in the very first message. I said, hello, this is my problem. This is my specs. This is what I've tried. And they were like, have you tried doing everything you've just listed? I'm like, did
you try booting up in windowed mode though, Henry?
Yes, I tried everything. I tried disabling every app on my thing. So it's like the PC barely even launched. And then I'm trying to do just Assassin's Creed Unity. Yeah, all these Ubi people, Ubi Pure, Ubi Slam, Ubi Bison, Ubi Arc, Ubi Warden, Ubi Joe Rob, and Ubi Lutra, you didn't help. Thank you for your support, but you be useless. You be a waste of my fucking time.
There you go. So yeah, a scathing review there of Ubi support as well.
Who knows if the game's good? It might be good.
In place of the review of the game, obviously. But there you have it. If anybody else has any funny stories to do with support in the game's sphere, let us know.
The thing is, I sort of knew this was going to happen. I knew that Ubisoft support would do virtually nothing for me. There's certainly nothing that like an actual tech expert like Metal Shark could ever do. There's nothing that these people could give me that he couldn't, and I was proven right.
Thanks for watching this video. If you want to go and watch the full podcast, head to the description of this video and you'll find a link to our new podcast channel, or head over to patreon.com/prettygoodgaming and get early access.